I didn't know if I could talk about it at the time, but I've since spoken to the producers. It's fine.
Okay.
The reason I've been traveling is I've been hosting Getaway. So this job sort of came up a few months ago, and
it's one of the great media jobs, Getaway, isn't it?
It fucking is. Like, I know you're meant to sort of be like, talk things down and, but it is one of the best jobs going around. Like, it's fucking all the fun of travel with none of the hassle, none of the responsibility. Your accommodation's taken care of. Someone handles the visas. You just go to the fun stuff and do, well, not necessarily fun stuff. You just go to the interesting stuff and just do all that. And don't have to worry about, I've got to pack my bags and get to the next place or got to book this flight to whatever. It's all done for you.
Yeah. And like you said, maybe not necessarily the fun stuff, but the stuff that's probably worth doing that perhaps you wouldn't have done if you went to those places left to your own devices. So yeah, because you're doing it to show off, wherever you are and what the things are to do in wherever you are. And it's all been arranged for you. I think, I think it's a great, it sounds to me like an excellent way to travel. I mean, I'm sure that you don't get to spend as much time in any of the places that you would like to because of the nature of having to keep moving and keep filming and doing these sort of things. But insofar as media jobs go, it's a good media job.
Well, here's what I loved about it. And this is like from someone who hasn't done a lot of hosting, mainly, acting is probably what I'm best known for and what I've sort of been employed the most as. So I'm used to it taking forever. Like I'm used to like makeup, wardrobe, sit around, come up, stand up, work for like 5 minutes, sit down, wait another 15 minutes. The lights have been changed, get up. And that, so that takes like a scene might take an hour and a half to shoot like a, 30-second, 40-second scene. But hosting, it was me, my producer, a cameraman and a sound guy. And that was it. And it was just do it, get out, get done. It was like, felt like I was one of the Expendables, right? Like just get dropped off in this remote location, go out. We need this, we need that, the other. And because I guess I have an acting background, like the producer, they come up with all the copy for you. And so they said beforehand, we can write it for you, just send you like pages and you can learn it if that's what you want to do. Or if you feel like you can wing it, that's great as well. And I said, oh, well, let's see how I go. So write some stuff for me and I'll see how I go. And so the first couple, I'm like, yeah, great. But I think I can do this. Like I can come up. I talk a lot on my various podcasts. So then like all you're really doing is just thinking on your feet. So the hours are long because you try and get as much footage as you can, but it's always something different. It's always something new. And it's that thing of you don't repeat the same action again and again and again to get it right. The challenge is just get it right in one take, or just get it as the sun is rising, get this line out. And it was just like, it was so much fun. I was like, fuck, have I been in the wrong? Like I've sort of been doing one form of entertainment, but maybe that's where I should have been like putting my attention. Or can I do both? Like they feel like two separate skills, but at the same time, there is some kind of crossover.
Well, you know who's very good at doing that sort of stuff, of course? Osher. And
yes.
You've had the experience of being the Osher in this podcast, and it's given you the essential skills you need to actually become Osher.
Well, I remember I used to be a kid and I'd watch when Michael Palin did all his travel documentaries. And I was always kind of bummed out as a kid because I'm like, oh, that's, the guy from Monty Python. And it's like, oh, he's been incredibly serious as he talks about
some funny voices,
about. Yeah. But at the same time, like I used to love watching those shows because it's still Michael Palin traveling through a place. And, I've never really watched travel shows or really given them much thought until I actually started doing it. It's like, oh, this is a great form of entertainment because it's always something new. And good TV is like putting people out of their element. Suddenly you're in a place where, everything feels different and you're trying to communicate your experience of it to an audience at home while still having as authentic as, obviously it's not completely authentic. There's cameras there and, there's the trip's been designed, but the experience you're trying to make as authentic as possible. And it's like, oh, why have I been ignoring this genre of entertainment for so long? Like, I understand it's very popular. Maybe I should watch some more.
I love, I like a food travel show more than I like just a regular travel show, I will say.
Well, I went to a bakery in Hoi An that Anthony Bourdain had declared it had the best banh mi in the world.
And
they've got a big photo of him. It's fucking, he's not lying. He knew his shit, Anthony Bourdain.
And Anthony Bourdain is a liar who should be returning in his grave. I've had
We
better.
should take away whatever podcast awards he was ever given. Should be stricken from the record. They have a big photo of him in the entrance to this banh mi. It's this little kind of street food cafe, and it's been the same owner for 30 years. You know, it's a secret formula, all that kind of stuff. But it was beautiful. As they say in Vietnam, ooh la la. And that's because they did have French colonialism for a short time. So some do speak French.
Here's what I would say. I have fantasized often about like what would my version of one of those sort of shows be, because my problem is that I have like a limited diet, you know, being a vegetarian, yes. Like suddenly but I thought, well, maybe that could be the angle. You know, you travel the world, but you have to go to places where, you know, you can find the finest vegetarian food in the world, which seems like, you know, that could be like an angle for one of those shows. So it's funny. And, you know, I'm pretty like hopeless. Yeah. So, like, you know,
mate, well, yeah, keep talking. I'm listening. This is a great idea for a show.
So you throw this hopeless person into these scenarios that they can't really cope with, trying to find vegetarian food. But the thing is that I just know what I like when it comes to food. Like, so, you know, that place where it's like, it's the best banh mi in the world, and they got a picture of Anthony Bourdain. There would be like 900 pictures of me all over the place of me just going, this is the best vegetarian meal I have ever had in my life. This is the best toasted cheese sandwich I have ever eaten.
This is the best hotel buffet I've ever had in my life. You're meant to actually leave the hotel and try something.
Don't have to. This is great. And you can eat as much as you want. What are you talking about?
Mate, there was one buffet, one hotel we were staying at with a buffet breakfast. They would make these little French toasts, but they would cook it fresh. So you'd sort of go up to the egg station or whatever, and they would make it. And I don't know what they did. I've never been a French toast guy, but I think they were mixing either a bit of like some kind of like a sweet syrup or sugar with a bit of cinnamon in the egg, and then like just like I try not to eat white bread, but think of the whitest. Think of a bread so white it's got like an alt-right Twitter account. It's the whitest it's the Aryan slice of bread. Like there is no nutritional value.
They must have just like you would have been like what I said that I was going to be like, because you don't normally eat things that have like, so everywhere you went you must have been like, this is the best. I'm full of sugar and MSG and I've never felt better in my life. We can shoot for 23 hours a day.
100%. But this French toast was just like, it was so good that
would you say it was ooh la la?
Ooh la la, as they say in Vietnam. Ooh la la. It's absolutely delicious. To see the full video, join our Patreon.
Patreon.com/Tofop.